Hey, we're live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to TFC Open Mic. This is Season 3, Episode 42, Bounty 15, the lag event. That's what I call this one.
Aptly named.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a bit of a lag event, to say the least. Anyway, evening all in chat on the sidebar there. Hey, blimey, heck, we've even got Rainer's in as well. Ford's in moderating. I can see Wayne's in as well. So I'll just click in quickly, and he says, where is the Hangout link? I'm sure somebody's got it. I'm sure Ford will sort it out anyway. If anybody wants to come on and join us. So far, then, I've got, obviously, fellow admin, my good old friend Daniel's here. Hello, buddy.
Greetings, everyone.
He's on a botched up microphone and a few other bits because he's lost his proper headset or something's not quite right. But
Baling wire, duct tape, and spit, but I'm working.
It's on. It's clear, mate. That's good. And Hefe's with us as ever. Go on. Hey, buddy.
Howdy.
Shooting laser beams from the paws.
There we go.
Yeah.
Keep everybody in line.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was away on Tuesday, and I know it was on a huge update. I managed to listen on my mobile phone from where I was, but I was away working for the week. Loose term working, okay, because yes, the way it is sometimes. But yeah, I was away for the week. So fortunately, Roo stood in for us, which is nice, and I listened to the show. And yeah, there wasn't a huge amount, but that's the way it is. You know, a couple of rerun of the TLCs, obviously get yourself some more tokens for your raid fleet, which I've got some slides on that later on tonight. And obviously a really good one, the Fangtooth one, very similar to last month's sort of, and the once before one for the Skyfires. So, though I do strongly say, do not take any Fangtooths into any raid targets if you want to not have a long fix. But if you want to funk them up a little bit, then please do so. The option's there. It's a dead easy TLC anyway, for those who've got the right ships. Right, I suppose ratings first, isn't it? I've got a couple of slides to keep us online. I've just botched them together, basically, just to have a few clips. So we'll have a little look at them, and we'll go through and have a chat. Right, clearly the type's too small, you can't really read it, but it's just saying about the bounty update. So greetings, we're currently investigating a number of reports about how basically slow and stuttery ships are in combat. Got to the stage for me, literally, this morning, where I was actually doing live base hits blind. I wasn't even going in. I was just trying to find a low base and then just basically going, well, I hope they survive. And generally they did. So, which is a secondary issue we will also come to in a moment. I take it everyone had the same issues. Sidebar chat, let me know how you feel. But Hefe, Daniel, the same for you guys?
Yeah, I was mostly autoing it, and I assume you have the most recent post as well?
Yes, that's next. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was actually to the point where it was interesting because it wasn't just, even if you ran them on auto, it appears your ships were running into the same issue because I had, I was autoing a 71 and I had to auto it 3 times to kill it.
Really?
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
And that's without I mean, I know sometimes, with the oh God, what's it? The rampart wall thing in there. If that's in there, then it's a nightmare, isn't it? The ship just ends up going around in circles. But I must admit, I hit a level. I was autoing all different levels, trying to do something, and I hit a 71, and it had nothing in it apart from like probably level 4, level 5 turret stuff. And I wouldn't even auto that. I was like, it was doing that, driving around in circles things, trying to find out what's closest, inside the base, outside the base, and I was just like, this is ridiculous, getting fired on.
Ship's doing the herky-jerky dance.
Yeah.
Where is it really in the battle? Where is it on the map? The other thing I found interesting is as I started watching the timer versus real time, and you watch the battle clock timer moving really slow, and you watch a real clock, and it's like it was running it, for me at one point, it was running at 6 or 7 seconds to 1. So 6 to 7 seconds of real time, it was equating to 1 on the battle server. I'm like, this is not playable. This is insane.
Yeah. Now, so moving on from that, it has been really sort of frantic, and so I stopped actually hitting altogether replicas. Just stopped, and I thought, right, okay. And basically, I went, right, I'm going to hit bases, and I have to say, I must have hit about 30 bases this morning, and I had a real good laugh doing it. It was funny. Not funny in the way that I had to do it, because I literally had to hit a base and then basically like pretend that my ships was going back to my base, and in that time refresh the game and then do another one and kept clearing location and stuff. And I just managed to do 1 base hit at a time. So yeah, I managed to get 30-something thousand points this morning. which was okay. You know, it was all right. But I've got some strong ships, so I was able to do that. But it's not my normal experience for bounty. Normally, I'm sort of double that sort of number by now, and you know,
right.
normally using gluts as well in replicas, you know, and just making sure there's none of those flipping horrendous, you know, ones that spot your gluts in there, you know, and then that's it. And then I just like normally drive, even if you've got to go in that 2 or 3 times, 800 points is 800 points, and it doesn't take long to get up, you know, 10k. But that's the things. Good points. Hello, Robin.
Most excellent.
I'm not sure she's got a microphone, but she's here.
Hello.
Hello, young lady.
Brew is
right?
on the scene.
Love the picture.
Well, I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. That's all right. Just amuse me with that picture. Yeah. So anyway, getting back to this bounty thingy. Yeah. So initially, then they said, "Look, we're having troubles. Let's take the walls out. Let's give you 5k extra, and we'll do what we can." And for some reason, you know, they're trying lots of hokey cokey stuff, you know, and it's just not working. So they have. If you haven't noticed, well, I'm sure you probably have. So this popped up. Well, for me, that was, you know, what, 2 hours, just under 2 hours ago. So sending the, you know, and it's nice that they've done this for a change. Hefe and I just discussed this beforehand. So they've extended it, and also they're going to give everybody 10Ks with the points. Okay, we'll talk about how useful that 10K is going to be for everybody. But basically, if you haven't already started, as we always say, you know, everyone says it, always go and start an event anyway. You know, bounty's a little bit of a funny one because you don't want to get your base smashed. But, you know, if you're not doing a great deal at the weekend, then, you know, once it's dead, isn't it? So, but 10K points is a bang on amount of points to get one key item, which I think is probably the #1 item in bounty itself, and it's not a ship. What do you guys think? 10K and extending it, taking out the walls out the replicas, and I know they've removed the replicas for now, but do you think that's a reasonable, upfront, honest thing to say, that, you know, things are buggers basically, and we're trying to fix them?
It's definitely helpful.
Yeah, I'm glad they, you know, they stepped forward and did this, even though they had to, like we discussed. But whether that compensation, quote unquote, is sufficient, we'll have to see how long they're out and what we get when they come back out. Yeah,
I mean, the only trigger that's concerning, it's the weekend now. Many people, I mean, a lot of people do different shifts, I know that. But in general terms, you know, a lot of people are off at weekends, or even trying to book their time off and extending by a day. People will be back at work, so they won't be able to get, you know, they won't be able to get that, you know, that time on seat time as they require it. But, you know,
yeah, I'm in that pool of people. I was going to start yesterday. I had some other stuff to take care of and couldn't do anything. In fact, as soon as I got on, I had a bunch of messages from people saying, you know, it was busy. And we actually did some testing late last night, and it looked like it was things that were pertaining to base hits only. Like, I went out and hit a bunch of map targets and 0 lag, but one of my ally mates had the Reaver Tide, and when he did the Reaver Tide, he said it was totally screwing up his base, and he was having lag issues with that. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that actually plays into it or not, but the map targets outside of your opponents and stuff, I didn't see any issues with it. But yeah, my bounty for me is like a weekend thing and late at night on the weekend thing. So, you know, I'm hoping that we're going to see some OP bases back here soon, or I'm going to be messed up.
Yeah, I'm agreeing, simply because, I mean, we know the sort of time it normally finishes. 9 p.m. PST is quite good for. I mean, in the UK that's like 5 a.m. or something like that on the Wednesday morning. So in fact, yeah, 4 a.m., 5 p.m. Sorry, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5. Yeah, 5 a.m. You know, so that's not too bad for us. I mean, being a bit greedy and that sort of stuff, but at least it sort of like gets everybody goes home on the Monday night, and, you know, if you really wanted to get up early on the Tuesday before you even went to work, I suppose there's another period where some people, you know, log off, as I managed to sort of take advantage of this morning. I got up, you know, reasonably early, and then just went right, who didn't bank last night, who forgot, and I basically went, like I said, and cleaned house on quite a few bases. And like I say, picked up 30k in about an hour. Well, one crew, and I was done, to be honest. Got 30k and then stopped. But it wasn't the sweetest way of hitting bases because, like I said, I had to keep refreshing every base hit. So,
well, the good thing is yeah, Andrew and I touched on this on Tuesday, is that this is like the lowest bounty for the newest stuff that we've had in a long time. I mean, could you imagine if this happened when it was like, you know, 190,000 for all of the new stuff?
Well, yeah, very much so. I mean, even if you want some of the newer items, you know, there's I suppose yes, if you wanted the hull, but the hull's only 20 this time and that stuff, and you're only getting the one because it's a flag. But sort of 50k for most people. I was talking to my brother and everything, and he was saying like 50k and I'm done, and that's got me everything I really, really want, sort of stuff. So yeah, and Ford's just said the same thing. 50k for all the new stuff. So I mean, a couple of the items in there are worth having. The ballistic extender, as Daniel was saying beforehand, is a handy thing for your base defense. The radioactive one, yeah, well, you can have it or you haven't. I generally sort of like don't mess around with those sort of things, but the ballistic extender is quite nice to have, just because obviously, who really cares in base defense if you lose some percentage on your power of your ballistics, because it's all about chip, isn't it? And taking little, as you said, was it death by 1,000 cuts or something like that?
Death by 1,000 paper cuts. Yep.
Yeah, which yeah.
Robin, on that testing thing.
Go on.
Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, Mark.
No, cool.
On that testing thing, I had a couple friends here, and they were trying to do some of the TLC stuff. They were seeing the same effects in the TLCs as well that are running. And
really?
yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. Rue's not that stupid. She wasn't going to start DLC while there were issues out there. But
well, especially with them supposedly being toned down, people are saying they aren't toned down at all. I don't notice a difference really by much, but I didn't have a big problem doing these TLCs to start with. I drive well enough, my fleet's built well enough that it's fine. You do one and there you go. But I know 2 or 3 people associated with my little group tried to complete TLCs and said, yeah, this is a no-go. So it's not just not the NPCs or player battles. It's a wider game thing. I don't know if it's in the FM targets or not. I haven't bothered with that yet.
Yeah, I didn't see anything last night and on the other regular map targets for base parts and stuff. But who knows?
Who knows indeed. Yeah. So what I thought we'd do is just look at well, it's pretty obvious because it's also has been mentioned in sidebar chat as well. To me, that is the prize of this bounty. Personally, if you can get that, which as long as you've joined and taken part, you're going to get 10k. That cost is 10k for that one item there. If you have all the other PvP armors that are out there now, your game is just got a lot easier for attacking at least. Probably be a bit more upsetting. So I think we're at the period now where, well, we've passed it sort of, because those individuals that, even the individuals that were defending this morning with a full fleet in there and driving, I still managed to beat all bar one person. I forgot to bring a ship in, but we are definitely at the realms of the refactor is now required. Definitely. Because the swingometer has just swung to the attacker with this. That's my gut feeling. I don't know if you guys feel the same.
No, pretty much do. It was the ball was moving that way anyway already, and this just completes the swing to the top of the heap just about.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, when did the CTCO plate come in? Was that the FM after the raid, or was it one of the ones beforehand? I can't remember, because we're due CTCO2 as well, aren't we? I'm just not sure when.
Mm-hmm. It hasn't been long.
Yeah, because we've only got level 1 at the moment, and literally, I thought, right, well, why is this thing so important? And it's not hard to work out. I don't know if you can see these slides and pics and numbers here, but all you got to look at is the bottom level there, and radioactive at 1 million, basically, even with the dot damage, which is Venom and I sort of like had a look at those numbers with Wayne as well. Ballistic at 3.8, those sort of numbers. Penetrative at 3 million or just over, and an explosive at best, and that's the short range turret as well, by the way, the sub 6, but it's much lower than that, less than 800k if you're going to go for the long or mid range turrets. So those figures there are the critical ones. Critical damage, that's obviously maximum capability of having fire support 2s out there, and for the explosive, it's fuel munitions as well. So those are the sort of numbers. Concussive, the only one that's a bit sort of funky there is the concussive one, because getting concussive up on your ships is not the easiest, but that is the Gargoyle 4. Now, bear in mind, that's a short-range weapon, which you can outrange it, which I was particularly taking a look at this morning. So, people don't show too much stuff on their PvP, but I thought, actually, it's time that we did, because we're at a crux in the game where I think people are, just about to go, what the hell's going on? So for me, this is the tipping balance now. So looking at those deflections that we spoke about, and you can see, look, I mean, if you flip back, look, I'm at 3.9 now, 3.9 on ballistic, and I'm at 3.1 on penetrative. You know, explosive is over the 1.1, so I'm well clear there. Corrosive, you can't touch me. Concussive is a little bit low, of course it is. You know, I do have another Witch Doctor which has got more, obviously, of the rockets on, which ups the concussive a little bit more. But everything bar that narrow, you know, that single turret there, the Gargoyle 4, I can ignore, basically, to be honest. And radioactive is above 1 million, so you know. It doesn't. There's a little bit of pen there that's a bit short at the moment, but that's only because, you know, by next week there won't be, because bear in mind I've got, you know, 2 of these plates on here and they're both level 2s, but the level 3's coming out. So all I've got to do is just switch one of those to a level 3, and there is weight. You know, there's a weight allowance. So yes, you have to watch a little bit of what you're going into to have a little look around. But we are there now. We're at the tipping point. You know.
Yep.
But you forget the specials; they're irrelevant down the bottom. That's down to yourselves what you want to put on there. But that's not the point. It's the it's this. And now for me, you know, attacking ships, I put the armor on first, and then I top it up with the rest of the weapons, and then I worry about how many weapons of the right type I can get on. I don't know if that's the sort of way you look at it, but
yeah, mostly. My build is not all that different from yours either.
yeah, I mean the specials on the bottom, you've got certain ones are different ones. People have different engines and that sort of stuff. You know, I use that engine because at some stage I had some, you know, missiles on it as well, but I've took them off now to move things around. So I just couldn't be bothered to change the engine. But in general terms, though, you know, it's interesting. So you know, I mean, yeah, 3.9, 3.1, and that sort of stuff. You know, we're there. Look, even on the rad damage, you know, and corrosive damage. You know, 1 million. Already, people with radioactive turrets in their base now are going to go, well, what do I change it to? Well, you really can't. There's not much in the mix now that you can, you know, you can do. Yeah. I mean, I'm a bit low in some areas, but you can chip away at certain things. You know, if you're only 100k out and you've got like 3.5 million points worth of armor, it takes an awful lot of rounds to knock those out. You know, and if you're smart enough with a pinch, then you can gain 20 odd seconds. But yeah, and I was just saying, and oddly enough, that's been a real favourite of people's that you know, sort of coming back into the mix as well is the missile storm cruiser. You know, I mean, there's okay, it's not got the right weapons on it, I get that, but the point is the deflections are up there. You know, ballistics a little bit lower this time, but a lot of people have almost binned all their blooming ballistics. But you know, the fact that I've got the X-Plate 2 in there, and I can take the X-Plate 3 instead and then put a ballistic back on its place, I'm going to be back up again. Well over the top on ballistic, plenty high enough on penetrative, well up on explosive, plenty of corrosive as well, plenty of radioactive. It's just going to be concussive. You can go back with a full fleet of these again now.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's the only 2 ships I've looked at. I've not even looked at any others yet, to be honest.
Well, I don't know the exact build. I saw a lot of this in, there was the Warapalooza thing here after the last event.
Yeah,
it was hosted in 397. I'm in the 300 world, not in 397. I wasn't a direct participant in it, although you'd think I was as often as I got hit by the people doing it. But I got to see an awful lot of MSCs that were loaded up with the throwers just to make them be able to tank through everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I literally drove through a couple of guys this morning. They were on and they were driving, you know, bringing back their onslaughts and that stuff, and the slowdown, you know, obviously tac mods and that sort of stuff, you know. And I still, you know, and with drones kicking out everywhere, and I still managed to get to the back.
Yeah,
you know, and unfortunately, the attacker is definitely now, you know, in definitely it's swung. It's not huge yet, you know, but by next week it will be, you know. So we definitely need to refactor it. It needs to come out. You know, I don't know how far away they are, but I don't know. You agree, Robin? You in the same sort of mindset, or?
Yeah. However, I might just, you know, me and my testing, just whatever they bring out needs to be tested and looked at and verified, and because the player base is, I think, at a point where they trip it too much, then it's just going to tip the scales.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where they're going to go. I mean, you know, I can see that, you know, whilst OP11 has been snuck upon us, basically. So we've got, some extra levels and that sort of stuff, and more ships to stock away and hide them forever. So that's great. But once we start working out what the power is going to be, and are there going to be some new turrets? God forbid there's going to be some new walls and that sort of stuff. But if there is another series of turrets, then let's try and deliver those to us in a more methodical way, or in a batch maybe. And then the ship's the same sort of thing. It's taken 9 months to get us to where we are now, 10 months in fact. Probably 9 months, as Daniel was saying. I think the pendulum did swing a little bit last month with the XR2 plate, but it's definitely swung now. But by the middle of next week, once people start claiming, then they'll basically be unstoppable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, base hitting is just outside of the Palooza. I was not able to attend, but outside of the Palooza, I mean, base hitting is just it's gone. I mean, even people that used to, come over once a week, try your base, that kind of stuff. It's just been, gosh, I think I've been hit once in like the last 4 or 5 weeks. It's been crazy.
I can't say that I've seen that, but yeah, by and large, I think that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people have been, I was talking to a couple of people today, they've been leaving lots of bounty on their base to get people to come in and be antagonistic and hit them sort of stuff, just to see if they could hold them off. And no way could they hold them off. They just couldn't do it. If they got the right sort of builds and something along the lines of what I've got, I'm not saying mine are textbook the answer, but something along those lines, and they're bloody impossible to stop. They really are. But my point is refactoring. It needs to come in now, or you can have a lot of disgruntled people that love collecting the coins because they won't be able to hold on to them. I think it's going to be a lot of annoyed. Well, I know Venom's annoyed already, but I know there's going to be a lot of annoyed, PvP.
When is Venom not annoyed?
Well, yeah, that's a fair point. But I was giggling a couple of comments in a little chat side room with Wayne, and I was like, the typical "I'm not spending any more money on this game" sort of thing came out, and I sniggered and went, "Oh, what's happened?" As you know, I've been away for a while, but. So there, I just looked at some numbers and I went, "Oh, I can see what's not good." So, yeah, and bounty's just proven to be that it's one of them things. It is. That's the way it is. Right. Anyway, anything else you want to talk about on bounty itself, or PvP in general, or how are people getting on with their base upgrades and that sort of stuff? Danny, where have you got to with your base upgrade? What are you up to at the moment?
I've got everything is upgraded to the top level except for the 2 new resource generators.
Oh wow, blimey, you're well ahead.
Yeah, well, I kind of, once I got a whiff of it coming, I planned for it, and I had tokens to do I saved enough tokens to mostly cover the dock, other than other than a day or two maybe I was down. The Conqueror Yard, I totally could do the tokens. I had to wait through half the time on the the War Academy, so I had a few days of waiting on that, and of course getting hit a bunch of times in between slows it down. But
yes,
and so the resource generators right now are both stage 1, and I think it's a titanium one I picked is going to stage 2. Those I'm in no rush on; they'll get there when they get there. But everything else is done.
I think. What about you, buddy?
I got my outpost done, the War Academy. I did 1 warehouse. I did the Conqueror Shipyard. I got both resource generators at level 1, and I'm taking the next one up to the 2nd level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting on I'm mainly doing that for bubble pad purposes, and I'm waiting on the shipyard, hoping there's a TLC that drops 7-day tokens and allows us to be able to upgrade without having any downtime in our shipyard. And I know there's no rush on the dock until the point in time that we get tier 8. So I don't know when that's going to be, but I'm sure it'll take me a while to build a full fleet of them, so I can do that in the meantime.
Yeah,
so,
it's interesting, isn't it? It's the what are they going to give us? Are they going to give us an X token? Is it going to be a Y token? I did my bets because I knew I was away this week, so I'm just going to go and start my shipyard update, and I did it, and it's got like 3 days left because obviously there's a few more tokens you can get in other events. So I erred on the side of caution because actually what I'm trying to focus on is updating the PvP stuff because that's trying to get back into that side of the game. I'm having a bit of fun with it. So. Anyway, Trinzit, hello, mate.
What's up, dude?
How you doing, buddy? Long time no here.
Oh, dude, I just got back from the store buying stuff for dinner for Levi, and they yanked all of your opponents?
Yes, mate. Yeah, I just thought. Yeah, so the update, mate. Let me just go back a couple of slides in case you haven't seen. Have you seen the bit on the top of the game screen?
No, I just got home, bro.
Well, hang on, mate. Here you go. I'll share you this. So basically, then, due to ongoing technical concerns, we're disabling replica bases spawned until further notice. We're extending the bounty though until Tuesday, 9 p.m. kicks time. Okay. All players that take part in bounty will get 10,000 points gratis. Okay. As soon as the solution is implemented, replica bases will be turned back on.
Huh.
So
well, thanks
they
for
got
going back on what I missed, but man,
issues.
That's crazy.
Well, at least they've admitted it, mate, for a change.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in my alliance that's sent tickets and got all kinds of coin for all the screw ups during the raid and the lag. Man, have y'all had a lot of lag and stuff too?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you'd be driving in a base and you're like, this battle's because I'll just auto the targets with my witch doctors and hardly take any damage. And the ships are when I finally come in, because it's taken so long, my ships are like barely moving or spinning. And man, I haven't sent a ticket.
Well, you might want to.
Right? Well, I've never abused that very much.
No, I haven't. But I mean, well, I'll put it this way: it's number and volume of tickets which puts concerns up to the top. You know, and we've proven that before. Red did it last time. We did another one a couple of years ago. When something really, really important needs to get to the top of the ticket tout numbers, then as I advised on our page today, get the flipping tickets in, guys, and let's get this thing pushed up. Now all of a sudden we've had it's got lag to right. We're turning off the things. We're going to give you 10K. We're going to extend the event. So the tickets have worked.
Well, true, but it just sucks because. By them taking your opponent bases, I mean, how long are we going to be without them? Because, I mean, I could have gotten 10,000 pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? And I start work back on Monday. So
I hear you, mate. Yeah, I hear you.
I can tell they're on Discord. I can tell they're efforting it because one of the game designers that was involved with Bounty. It's Saturday evening, and he's on Discord. So I'm assuming he's at work working on it. And normally you don't see any kickside people on Discord on the weekend, so it at least appears that they're efforting it over the weekend and not waiting until Monday to try and fix stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm just flicking on Discord now. Yeah, there are a few. Yeah, Corbyn's put that up there as well. So yeah, they are doing what they can, I suppose. I mean, nobody expects. I mean, they don't want the thing to crash. They don't want the lag to happen. They don't want. I'm not justifying anything for them. I'm just saying nobody wants that in a company. Nobody who says my company sucks and look how much it sucks. Now everybody go over and go do some other game. They don't want that, do they? So, it's frustrating, annoying, and as Robin was saying, she's got a set amount of time this weekend to get on with it, and unfortunately now she's been hindered from doing so. But we also understand that they just want to get
That's
on.
All right. I
just
need y'all's chords before we get off the show, and they'll take care of it.
Well, you want me to stack it up for you, and then I'll get to 9.9, and then you can hit me, and then I'll bank, and then we'll both get it. I didn't say that. Yeah. Anyway. And then you can pass it to the next person. Yes.
It just sucks, all the problems with it, man. I was actually doing pretty good this bounty. I haven't participated. The last one I didn't at all.
I'm getting, I'm the same again. I'm somewhat going to finish off at about 50K this time, and that's as far as I'm going. I'm not bothering with the flagship. I don't really like it. I'm not taking my witch doctor. It's not my witch doctor. My warden flag out just to put this one in. That warden flag has some things that this one doesn't. Daniel, I think you're of the same opinion, aren't you? Really, to be honest, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think this is a.
Disagree at all.
Hell, I'm just shy of 50K now.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother getting. Well, it's up to you. Depends what you need, mate. But to be honest, I looked at what was there, and I thought that'll do. 50K is more than enough. In fact, I was going to stop at 40, and as soon as they're going to give us a bit extra, I thought, well, I'm only going to do the stuff that's free now. The 5 little pops a day, and just bank the 800 every time it pops in, and then that'll be me. I'll be up to 50K by then. So I'm not actually going to. The only thing I am having fun with, which is a bit naughty, and I probably shouldn't say it live on air, is I actually went and hit 3 or 4 people this morning just to make them use their bounty pants. which was a bit annoying. I went into the bases and I'm in Alpha World, mate. I just popped in, made them, and they like banked, and I went, "Oh look, you banked," and I just pulled back out again, didn't even hit them. So it was a bit sneaky, a bit naughty.
Yeah,
but
I'm only
I thought, well, you know,
700 shy of 50K, and man, I was actually having fun this bounty. I haven't been doing it because I've been busy, so yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I hit quite a few people today. I must admit, I woke up with a, you know, I don't know. I just woke up and thought, right, that's it. Get on a cruise, get onto Vegas. I just went. Then it was laggy. And maybe I think I was cross because it was really laggy, and I was like, right, that's it. I'm just going to freaking smash the loadout now. And I was looking around for all these bases. I'm like, right, okay, who's doing well on the leaderboard? And I was just clocking, as I was saying to the guys earlier on, clocking how many people forgot to bank overnight, and there was a lot. I was really surprised.
Well, it's probably because they couldn't get in.
And maybe that was that, yeah. But it was like 2.5K here, 2.5K there, and yeah, it was funny. So I was giggling to myself. But the first bottom one, yeah, I know. Hey, Butcher's in chat. Hello, mate. Yeah, I did actually hit the base, mate. I hit quite a few, in fact.
Ouch.
This is unlike me. I'm not normally like that. You know, I'll normally go out, do the gluts, and just try and pick away the, you know, the rep bases. But yeah, I sacked that because it was just annoying me.
That's generally what I do as well. I'm usually an NPC guy. I don't know. I'll hit a few here and there, but I've adopted kind of a stance on some of the stuff of I don't need to beat up on the low guys, the little guys. They've got enough to handle in the game for challenges as well.
Okay, I'm not that desperate.
Yeah, and I'm not that desperate for the points that I need to take them from someone that's working hard to try to get them.
Yeah. Although I had a really good close one. Literally, there couldn't have been more than 4 more hits off this guy's OP. Yeah, he was driving his fleet, and who doesn't drive their fleet in Bounty, and that sort of stuff to defend, and it was a really close battle. And afterwards I said, "Oh, that was really good fun," and he went, "Yeah, good fleet and good fun, that sort of stuff." So, he was worth like 1,500. 2,000 bounty, whatever it's worth. It doesn't matter. The thing is, I really enjoyed the battle. It was a good laugh. I mean,
yeah, that's one of the things that I did like. With Kix putting the turrets in the FM. And this is last bounty, not this one. And I'm sure it'll be worse this time, or for me anyway. But there were a lot of people that went out there and actually got those turrets. And I tell you, there were some wicked battles that I had last month with folks. And it was just, and then chatting afterwards because they're like, "Oh, holy cow, that was so close," or what have you. So it was kind of neat to see someone that, might not necessarily be able to get 15 million points in the raid, be able to grind a couple of turrets out into the FM. And so there are some really creative people in the game who may not coin, don't necessarily play hours and hours on end, but boy, they can build some really, really good bases.
Yeah. I even actually, if you go and look at some of the high level rep bases and that sort of stuff, and I've given my guys away, "Hey, come and look at this. I'm in this rep base at the moment. Have a look at this base design, and if you put a ship here and you did this and did that sort of stuff, it's a quite good, and when you alliance leading, most of your guys' fleets and that sort of stuff, and you find a rep base, you go, I know that will suit his fleet. He hasn't actually got to do a great deal. He's got the right ship for this corner, and they've got the right thing for that corner. And I've done that for a few people, so.
For bounties for quite a while, I've told people take a gunboat or take a sub or whatever else, go into higher level bases than yours or on the same level if you're looking for ideas, park it, take a photograph. And at the end of it, sort through them all and say, "Yeah, I like these 2 or 3. What can we do with this?"
Yeah. No, I agree. I literally did. I went and screenshotted a couple of bases and went, right, but if we change that corner slightly, that's going to work for your base because fleet because you've got this on it and that sort of stuff. So I did, and I'll probably do it again. I didn't do it till Sunday last time, so I'll probably do it. I'm done in Bounty now, so I'll probably do that again tomorrow. So yeah, it was good fun.
So in regards to taking that off, they said until further notice, they have no idea when they're going to reinstate them.
I quite rightly think, as far as I'm concerned, they don't bring it back until it's fixed because there's nothing worse than bring back something that's a dog.
Right.
And I rather, do you know what? I'd rather they just cut the losses, and if they can't fix it, don't bring it back at all.
Yeah.
And then just give everybody a blanket 50K.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about right there.
But that's it. I mean, we have literally got 36 hours left for people that need to worry about time. Well, 36 hours in the UK and sort of like what sort of time is it there for you now? It's 2 PM, isn't it, or thereabouts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 4:35.
4:30 for you. Yeah. So you haven't got that much longer yourself, to be honest. So
Yeah.
And, and that's another thing too, because when they are extending it, they're extending it until Tuesday night, so it's not finishing in the middle of the US workday.
Yeah, that's good.
So for those of you that like Mark and me and other folks that wait till towards the end while everybody's at work to go out and smack bases, to grab all of the
Bully.
I've already planned it. I've already planned Monday morning and Tuesday morning.
Drops, yeah, they're getting drops, and they don't, and they're not on to bank, or they don't care, or they've already got their points. So
I'll
that's
hint you
probably
now.
not going to
I'll
happen.
hint to you now. Make sure you bank on Monday night.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'll be out looking for you. Hey, Admin, how you doing?
Hey, hey, Mark, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you getting on with Bounty, mate? Well, obviously not doing anything right this second because it's a bit dead, isn't it? But have you done it? Did you start it at all? You finally? How's your experience been?
I got 20K.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not a big amount, but I hate Bounty. It's just the most boring event you could go through. I don't know, man. It sucks. I can't find a prudent way to say it, but it sucks.
Well, the good thing is you've got 30K now, haven't you? So, at least you've got 10K extra now for free. So,
what's that?
Well, so everyone that took part in Bounty, okay, is just being awarded, well, at the end of the event, will be awarded an extra 10K in points because of the problems.
Oh, wow.
So just made your evening then. So it was worth logging in, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's great news.
Yeah, I want a lot more than that. I'm behind, like I said. I need 2 or more of them EMP blasts and other stuff.
Me. I want. Oh dear.
Now you do realize that those are still capped at 5. They didn't give us the opportunity to go to 10 or anything.
Right. I only have 3. I need 2 more.
Yeah, I'm already at 5 now. But yeah, I like the same ones I do like is the explosive dispersion. The blue ones. They're really helpful. Or maybe it's just a psychosomatic thing in my head, but I find those ones really, really helpful. I put those on as opposed to the other ones. I'm like, I've got them on my witch doctors and that sort of stuff, and you can sit on all that radioactive mort crap that's coming in and all the splash sort of stuff. And I think they're great. They seem to make a heck of a difference. I didn't have them on first. I had the other ones that, boost things by 25%. And I took them off and put these ones off and massively improved my witch doctors. Or
the field dampener.
Yeah, the blue field dampening thing. Yeah, made a huge difference. So, or just maybe suited my driving style. I might be talking complete pile of twaddle. I don't know, but hey, not to worry. Right. Anything?
I'm not getting any more specials. I'm not getting any more specials until they fix the filter in the shipyard.
Oh God, yeah.
Target 292. I don't need the rest of these.
Another list. Yeah, annoying. Right, let's move on a little bit. So what I want to talk about, if you wouldn't mind, because we're on 20 minutes too, is the next raid, because it's only literally a couple of weeks away. Right, so there's a little dragon poking his head in the corner, which always makes me smile. So I've left it there. Yeah, most people probably have almost finished or thought or considered about their fleet. So I thought what I'd do, because I was away last week, as I've said, and I left some things building on my main and my alt. So Razor Tail, the Occam Razor, and I do apologize to Robin because she asked me for a build for the Tuesday show and I sent her the wrong picture because I was on my phone. So this is the picture of my flagship. Okay. Probably looks a little bit funky in places, but obviously you can see the bottom 2 rockets there. That's the 2 from the FM. Those are the ones that come with the shard bits in the middle. Okay, and obviously that's the standard ones as well, isn't it? There, and then obviously I have literally just gone with 5 Gale 3s across the whole fleet. That's it, nothing else. I had a little mess around during VXP quickly before I had to disappear, and I've gone back and put the special back on my ship. So I took it off and then didn't like it, and I've put it back on, and the tax system as well, the one that's only 9% in weight. I can't remember what the name is, but anyway, but this ship was uber strong with the change in the armors and getting it up to 99.99. I know some people have got one of them up to 100, but you don't really need to for explosive, but concussive and with the evade 73%, and bear in mind I can still put an evade crew on top of that. This was working really, really well for me, I have to say. So unless everybody's got anything that they think that's rubbish, is there any adjustments you'd make to that, Hefe? You're sort of a technical dude.
Well, I've been paying much more attention to the Bat Raid and the Razor Tail.
Well, I've got those. I've got some of those in a second.
Okay, yeah, I'm more likely to come on that one than this one because there's some ins and outs. Because I know, I mean, the tactical insulator. I don't know. It seems like you could throw in another, potentially the iron thruster, and give you both the ability to dodge them easier
and the splash damage reduction,
and the evade.
Yeah.
Anybody have any idea what will be the best evade? I mean, I know it's the better, the more the better, but is there like a ballpoint figure where, you know, if you have this evade, you will dodge most of the torpedoes?
Well, it's interesting because, I mean, in general terms, okay, splash-rated weapons that don't have, you know, accuracy on them, it doesn't matter. But the problem is you've got standard Nighthawks in there now with lots of torpedoes that it does matter. And they just keep chipping away, particularly at the other fleets, you know. So evade, when people started putting on the, you know, the evade crews, the Sea Serpents, it made quite a difference.
Yes, absolutely.
Although I still say, I must admit, to try this morning, don't take this fleet in the SSRBs because it still doesn't work. I did the first 3 ships at the top and went, I'm really bored, it's taking too long. So I just did the top 3 ships, left it, and then went back in my prototypes and smashed it for like 9 minutes damage for the whole thing. I was like, yeah, ridiculous. So yeah, if you haven't got prototypes and you want to be doing SSRBs really, really cheap, you're still going to have to either build the Bat Rays or get some prototypes sorted out.
I've got almost both fleets fully built.
Oh, man.
Wow.
You're just a man with numbers. You're the man with numbers, aren't you? I'm never going to feel sorry for you ever again.
I'm taking the approach of I build my primary and tokens will have to take care of most of the other one.
I can't hear you.
It's funny, isn't it? The only thing I did, so this one, so that's the flagship anyway. I made sure that I got a nice high evade on it. Hopefully it will negate some of those torpedoes, and only because obviously #1 ship seemed to be getting smashed a lot, didn't it? It was taking all the damage. And I'm hoping this will be enough to fend off some of those torpedoes that will stop them eating the damn ship alive, as it did obviously in the last raid, which means I can actually get to use the flagship. You know, we'll give it a go anyway. So that was the flag, and then I've got 2 of these ones here. Which haven't really changed around too much. But all I've done basically is added in obviously this huge, you know, concussive defense armor, which you can only put 1 on. It comes in the FM. It's a good prize to have. It's like 2 million points, I think it is. And that boosts then the evade. Not as good as the flagship, but you know, to a reasonable level. And a nice thing, obviously, it helps a little bit of. I'm not sure that one had speed or not. I can't remember. I think it did. It doesn't matter. I wasn't really worried about the speed, to be honest. It's more because obviously the flagship's supposed to kick out that little ring thing that makes you drive further forward, doesn't it? And if it can actually fire a straight
sideways,
yeah, if it can fire in a straight line, it would be helpful. But you know,
Mark, may I chip in for a second?
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
The lead ship is going to go up against both concussive and explosive.
Mm-hmm.
The other 4 ships are going to go up against explosive only, because the torpedoes will target the first ship in the fleet. The rest will go up against the rockets or the depth chargers, depending on what you call it, and they will do explosive damage. So the idea of it in that ship, the one you just showed us, it's 99 concussive and 97 explosive because of the armor you put.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. So it's the 2 lower ones, isn't it, that help you out a lot? Yeah,
exactly.
And the other question I have is, why do you have the 2? Not on this one, because the speed on this one is on your other ships is 65. This is 69. Why are you putting the evade velocity armors on these, and instead of using the hydrofoils all the way around?
This one particularly because I just wanted to get up to 99 all the way up. I haven't changed. I mean, I'm starting to change this one. So trying to get it all done before I need to do the shipyard. I'm just doing that 1 armor.
Yeah. My question deals with why not do the hydrofoils all around on the front one, because that gives you both evade and explosive and concussive, as opposed to evade and speed. And the speed's not buying you anything since it's speed regulated. Are you following me here?
Yeah, no, I am. And I'm still umming whether to change some of the CTX out of these and go, you know.
Go with speed armor?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you what
it might be a risk, though. I don't know.
I put all hydrofoil on my lead ship.
Yeah.
Because of torpedoes, and the rest of the fleet all has CTX.
Because this one here, I was thinking, you could almost the top right hand, if you could get the speed up armor there, there's just a 10% speed, that would bring you back in line. And then obviously put a Sea Serpent's crew on as well, then you'd be getting a combat speed of roughly 70. It's 69 point something, and it only says 69, but it's not. It's virtually 70, which is going to help considerably. Another 5 combat speed is nice, just to run away from those freaking torpedoes, and to do that funny fan dance thing that I was doing on the video that I did. But yeah, and that's anyway. So I've used those there, lockdown rockets on those ones, because the lockdowns definitely do help slow down those flipping interdictor things. They're goddamn annoying, aren't they? And then this one, just because I don't know whether it does work or doesn't work, I'm not sure. I've left the Reckonite rocket on as well, just to make me feel better that it actually stops their reload. I don't know if it does or not. I have no proof in it whatsoever.
PvP. I can tell you that because I had them on my Defender. They do work in PvP.
They do work in PvP. I don't know if they do work or don't work, but now I've got them on, I'm loath to take them off. I suppose I could probably change things around, but I was comfortable with the other ships with them on, having 2 with them on, and then just obviously 3 with the lockdown. So I think I'll stick with that. But anyway, that's about it. I've made a start on the bat rays. This is the Flagship, which is basically the same, to be honest. It's 99%, defensive, explosive and concussive. Can't remember what the speed was. Don't really know, to be honest. But same sort of concept, to be honest. And obviously that's got the 2 new guns from the FN as well, and a couple of the ones from the Shards. And I haven't really done anything yet with the other ones, so I'm not sure what to do with this set. Maybe, as you said, if it's just the Flagship that takes all the damage from the concussive, maybe then I'll probably think about getting a bit more explosive. I don't know.
Yeah, the tactical insulator is...
Oh, sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
Yeah, the tactical insulator isn't needed for the bat ray
at all. I mean, I only had 5 normal bats last time, but I didn't have the Flagship, so I haven't done anything to the other ships yet. So this is what it was for last raid. So
yeah, I would swap that out for skirmish battery.
Okay, all right.
And go back to like you have on your lead ship.
Okay. And so that's the lead specials. Yeah, I haven't done anything with the other ones yet. So because
I would. You got your choices here. I mean, you could go with the critical special, because this is the one that's doing the most damage. The tactical insulator, at least what we've seen so far. I mean, if you look at it, it's okay. If you go into one of those fields, you're going to lose your accelerate. So that's one thing that's done, even with the tactical insulator. And so you're going half as fast. You're only getting 50% of the combat speed slowdown going through those fields, which I don't know. I've run the numbers on it before, but I did that a couple of weeks ago. It's not really. It's not buying you much. I don't think it's buying you much on the Razor Tails. It's not really buying you anything on the Bat Ray as long as you drive it well, because of the ability to, destroy those smart torpedoes. As long as you drive well, this might make more sense in some sort of auto mode. But
that was my concern, mate, because I wanted to use this fleet obviously for when the raid's finished, and then doing the map targets, and then just being able to auto using the BP app.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking, if the tac field's not on there, then I'm just going to be grounded to a halt, and then it's just going to take forever, and then obviously take more damage because it's taking forever. So
yeah, I would go with all hydrofoils or 3 hydrofoils and that concussive one on your flag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I mean, it was only number 2 out of 3. We still got another one to worry about. I mean, that's the armor now, all based off the last raid set anyway, because by raid 2 all the armors are out. So if that's the armors, and it takes a couple more jigging, still got 10 tokens left. I'm going to do this week, and before that TLC's over and done with, and then I'll get some more tokens as well for to do some building. So I've got banked 10. I've got 10 banked again, and then obviously that nice little TLC was there to bank some skirmish tokens. I didn't notice those. That was handy, wasn't it? In the Fangtooth one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was quite handy.
3 days of free building on your flagship.
Yeah, that was good news. That was. I didn't even clock that.
So and the other thing on the other ones, I'm really tempted to go over, if I get more tokens, instead of using the hydraulic resistor, go with the explosive resistor, because the back ones, as Evan said earlier, you're getting mostly explosive damage. And I'm almost tempted to go with the reinforced ablative special at times on these back ones.
But they don't make a difference. If I could tell you, right now as we speak, I have 2 of my ships that have ablative and 2 have the other one, and they're taking uniform damage across the board. For some reason, it doesn't make a difference.
Is that because the numbers are already so high? I mean, we don't know what the
could be. Could be
where they blank out. I'm not really sure.
But they're
I did have the the what's the one that what's it called? The splash damage reduction in turn as well, and a bit of evade. What is it called?
Iron thrusters.
The thrusters 4. Yeah, I had that for a while, but obviously on the flagship. But I put the obviously the attack mod back on just simply because as soon as I get into one single field, that was it. I was right into a hole and I couldn't even move. Until the whole flipping lot, the whole lot wore off the ice field. So I was like, all right, and that's not going to help me on autoing. So when it comes to using the app,
but yeah, definitely, I would get rid of the tactical insulator and for the bat ray and put the skirmish battery on, and you'll jump from 30% splash damage reduction up to 48, and it'll make a world.
Yeah, no, it's a huge amount, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and cool.
Gain some pop to the fleet too, then of course.
Yes, yeah, it would do, wouldn't it? Yeah.
The mortars have to literally land on you to get you to freeze if you put the skirmish battery on. So
even driving for the ice fields isn't a problem.
No, as long as you have the 2 gales and the rest with the skirmish battery, they negate the splash coming out of the mortars from the proto nemesis. So you have some leeway. I mean, you don't have to drive far away. You could get away with a little bit of mistakes. So it's much better with the skirmish battery than the TAC module.
Yeah, which is nice. And there's another reason I wanted to bring this fleet up. So this fleet here, which is done now, and as Lady Cat was asking in the sidebar chat, they're hidden depths. I use this fleet, and literally after every round, I just instant fixed on the water. Which I expect you'd expect to be able to do anyway. So it was brilliant. And I went in my P-tides as well on my main account, and they did good. Not as good as these, but we wouldn't expect them to, I suppose. But they did fine as well. So, I was quite content. I know a lot of people have been using hunters as well and that sort of stuff. So,
besides the first encounter, which I used the Fangtooth because of the weirdness of that one, I kind of run through all of those targets with my bat rays and been instant repair after all of the encounters. I was taking so little damage. It was like 45 seconds, a minute. It was it's a really, really easy target for bat rays.
I'm liking they're doing that now. They're giving it's like a bit of a gift horse, isn't it, for people that have got. I'm interested to see how tides are doing in it. That would be the crux test, wouldn't it? For tides, you can get through that. A set of tide seekers, maybe fixing after round 2, and then fix after round 3, and then fix again, but manage to finish round 4. There's 4 rounds, isn't there? Then that would be good. Then that gets somebody from a fleet that's 2 years old to a fleet that's 1 year old, and also being able to then to go and hit the 200s, on the open water and open up titanium for themselves and those sort of things, which is obviously important, isn't it? So.
Anybody have any idea what next raid's prize is going to be?
The Proto Apollo.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
I hope not.
Yeah. The other thing about the bat rays is I don't have my flag fully armored, but I can do the SSRBs by myself for about 7 minutes of damage on the water. So I can just go back and instant fix the bat rays.
That's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
They do the 102s for instant repair on the map.
Really?
Yeah. That's something like 4 minutes and 3 seconds, something like that.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it? Excellent. Right, 5 to the hour. We're not going to go on too long because I want to get on and do some more bountying for my alliance and spot some targets and that sort of stuff. But 5 minutes to go or thereabouts, depends on how long you want to talk for. Anything for you, mate? Anything else you want to talk about, or we haven't covered as far as you're concerned?
I wasn't able to do that. You know how we were able to do the targets? It was for VXP or something, right? Before the raid.
Mm.
So I didn't get to do that because I didn't have internet at the time, and somebody else did it for me. Well, anyways, the first day of the raid, it just blew me away. I don't know if others it flipped them out, but when you went in the target, and the mold interdictors and Nighthawks were so powerful, so strong. I'm like, what the heck? What are they, R20?
Yeah, well, at least R16.
Significantly upgraded from the interdictors of old, no question about that.
Right.
Well, I'm sure the US's B-52s are quite a bit different now than they were 60 years ago when they first launched them.
Still going strong, huh? Over-engineered, just like Kicksai's own ships. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's not distant too much. At least they've done a decent thing and turned off the flipping the cause of the lag at the moment. Anyway,
right.
That's something. Daniel, anything to close, mate? Anything you got, mate? That you want to add?
No, you guys, we covered it well.
Cool. Okay. Hefe, yourself, mate?
No, I'm good.
Excellent. Robin?
Nope, nothing from me. Well, I do have your build, and I will get that on the website here in a little bit.
All right. It's just an idea, as ever. You know, no one says it's the build. It's just an idea, and that's specifically because I want to be able to use the ships to auto using the BP app afterwards. So, and I'm as I've said about the skirmish stuff, I'm not messing around with it afterwards. I'm just done now. That's it. I'm not building a second fleet unless I've got spare shipyard time, and I'll just grizz it out. And if it takes me a bit more time on the seat, then so what? I want to get on doing my PvP stuff. So,
are you planning to auto with bats or the bats or the razor tails?
Well, both, mate, because one's on my main base and the other one's on my alt base. So
gotcha.
So they're both designed to alt. So we'll find out what happens. You know, I don't alt, and I always drive in the raids because that's just the way I am. But afterwards, then definitely. I haven't got time. I like to do all the red stuff and all the titaniums and things like that, and excessive things while I'm at work, and just turn your phone on, do a couple, and then go and fix and that sort of stuff. So, gonna have to have resistance capacitor, I think, for that. Definitely on the razor tails anyway, because they'll just grind to a halt and not be able to do anything at all.
Right.
Good, excellent. Right. Well, I've got nothing else. I'll just say thanks to everybody in the sidebar chat. Thank you for coming on. It's been cool. It's been quite chatty. I've just been scrolling back up through. Ford, thanks, mate, for hanging around in there. I know life's a bit quirky. Who was it? It was Daniel, wasn't it? You had snow today, mate?
Yeah.
That's weird, isn't it?
We had an hour of snow, blizzard-like conditions it was melting as soon as it hit the ground, but in the air it was amazing.
Oh my God, it was like 85 down here today.
Yep.
I think it's in the 60s here.
Hey, but don't worry, we got a baseball game at the stadium today planned for the chance to go to the World Series. So.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Mind you, saying that you got one state that's as big as our country, so I can't say too much. I suppose. I've probably got twice as much money at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, let's not go into the B word because it's like a swear word over at the moment. So yeah, we love the EU, don't we? Right. I'm not really sure what's going to happen next week. Okay, so look, they're extending obviously bounty, and it means they're extending bounty, which means the prize time that you can recover your stuff afterwards. Whether they're going to knock a day off of it and keep it online, or I'm not quite sure what they're going to do. So consider what's going to happen with things like FM and all that sort of stuff.
Just a minute. They're going to give each player 10K and extend the bounty by 1 day. They're going to do both?
Yes, that's right, mate.
Yes.
Yeah. So bounty finishes at 9 p.m. on Tuesday, kicks time.
Wow. How bad was it?
Terrible. Bad enough that they got enough tickets that no.
Yeah.
Like I said, people were reporting. I didn't see it last night, but the 200s apparently were just miserable.
Yeah, and I'll tell you today. I mean, I'll literally. The first thing I did when I came home last night was I went on our page, and every duplicated complaint about the same thing, I amalgamated a couple, and I just got rid of all the rest of them because I was like, there's no point having 600 things about the same thing. So just send in a ticket and then put it on the forums, and then they know where it is. Then that sort of stuff. So. Yeah, if you're sulking because I took your post down, it's simply because it was the same as somebody else's, it's the same as the next one, the same as the next one. There's no point reading the same thing 600 times in 6 different posts. You know, it's just a waste of time. So they've got the hint. Put it that way. That's all that matters. Right. Yeah. So I'm not really sure when the update's going to come next week. I mean, the information should come out obviously as per normal. They've been a little bit late, obviously getting some things out, and as Robin said, she had to delay the show last week as well. So if it ends up being the Tuesday, the Wednesday, you know, I don't like running over because it runs into Hefe's time, and that's just rude. But you know, if there's nothing to tell you, there's nothing to tell you. You know, I can't just sit there for an hour just making things up. Well, I can because I nearly always do it, but you know, that's just the way I am sometimes. We'll give it a go. It's going to be play by ear next week, so keep an eye on the posts, and when something's there to tell you, then we shall have it on. Thanks everyone on the panel for coming in. It's been fun, I think. If you found it informative, then obviously like, subscribe, all those sort of things, and the same for Hefe Show as well. All right, thanks all. Take care. Good night.
Have a good.
Later, people. Proto Apollos.
You heard it.